Hi, I'm Kelsey Campbell, and this is my presentation on The Pink Panther, the remake starring Steve Martin. The plot. The movie starts out where there is a murder and a jewel theft all in one fell swoop. So you have the French soccer coach, Yves Glouin, who is murdered immediately following a victory for the French soccer team. He is found to have a poisoned dart in his neck, and they also notice that his giant Pink Panther diamond ring that he was wearing on his hand is missing. Chief Inspector Dreyfus hires the worst inspector for the job, Inspector Jacques Clouseau. He does this in order to win a medal by distracting the public with the horrible inspector while he solves the crime behind the scenes and hopefully being awarded with the medal. However, Clouseau has already solved the case and he has no idea. So really what ends up happening is Chief Dreyfus really underestimates Clouseau. He thinks he's very incompetent and that there's no way he has the means to solve this case, which is why he kind of doesn't bat an eye at him whatsoever. And when he does end up solving the crime, he's completely shocked and a bit embarrassed that he hadn't done it himself. Jacques Clouseau, which is our main character in the film, he is known as the village idiot. He is not much of a method user. He kind of just goes into things like a bull in a china shop without really thinking things through. He very obviously likes attractive women, so he's very easily distracted by beautiful women, and he also kind of loses his judgment with speaking with attractive women. However, despite all of these silly qualities that he has, he's very dedicated, despite his ridiculousness. In a case, he's constantly focused on the case, regardless of his methods and how he goes about acting upon it. He does take it seriously. This is a sort of modern whodunit. There is a lot of focus on the plot throughout the whole movie. It's really focused on what's going on. It's the case. It's very centered on solving who did this crime. It starts very messy and ridiculous. However, at the end of everything is presented very tidy, which is a huge aspect of the whodunit. He kind of presents the case at the end of it, everything wrapped up in a pretty little package, explains exactly how everything had occurred and how he came to these conclusions. He's very specific and detailed, and it's kind of shocking for this very outlandish character that he solves this crime with so much detail and reason at the end of it. It does divert slightly into character development, just a little bit, because as a viewer you do start to get attached to this character of Clouseau. You tend to really start to like him and empathize with him. Oh, this poor guy's getting treated so terribly by the Chief Dreyfus, etc. In the end, it's revealed that the trainer, the soccer trainer, Yuri, did it, and he did it because he was upset with the coach never giving him credit for all the work that he did for the team. He was also going to kill the girlfriend of the coach. However, he stopped just in the nick of time by Clouseau. And she ends up having the diamond, so it ended up not being a theft like they had originally thought because the soccer coach had given her the ring as an engagement gift. So she had it hidden because she was afraid that she would end up being suspected in the murder of her fiancé. The amusement in this detective film, which is kind of unique, is that the Pink Panther certainly focuses on humor. It's definitely slapstick humor with a lot of accidents, etc. There's like a lot of mistakes made by him, falling over, getting hit, things like that. It makes this a unique detective fiction film in that the amusement is less about the crime and more about the silliness. So although they focus on the plot a lot, it's all of those silly aspects that really bring the entertainment for this film. One of the actual more hardcore issues they focus on in this movie is the corruption in the Justice Department. Through the silly movie, one theme is prevalent, and that's the corruption in the justice system. The chief inspector wants his Medal of Honor so badly that he's willing to sacrifice the integrity of the case. And when he sees that Clouseau is actually doing somewhat well, he then tarnishes his name in order to help himself once again. So this inspector brings in this guy to work on this case while he's supposedly going to be working on it in the background. But he doesn't care that he thinks this guy is totally not up for the job, is really not a good inspector or detective, and that it could potentially upset the case, then it could potentially ruin their chances at solving the case. All that he cares about is that he gets this Medal of Honor. So it kind of shows that, kind of makes fun of the fact that there is corruption in the justice system sometimes, where, you know, someone who is high up in the justice system, like the chief inspector, might not be working to solve a crime for the best intentions, and a lot of the times they may care more about what's going on with themselves, which is kind of a sad fact, and they definitely make fun of it in this film. It's a bit exaggerated because it's something that's so silly as a Medal of Honor. But that's definitely what they're trying to point out in this movie, I feel. He sets up Clouseau once he starts seeing that he's doing well, because Clouseau is actually nominated for the same Medal of Honor because of all these accidental great things that he keeps doing. So he actually sets him up at the airport to be arrested coming home from New York, and it's because Clouseau has these hamburgers hidden in his pocket because he's fallen in love with the American hamburger, so he's trying to bring them home. So it's just a lot of silliness added in there, but definitely goes to show that the people that we trust in our Justice Department to be doing their jobs for the right reasons aren't always doing that, and that's not always the case. That was my presentation on the Pink Panther, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.